What is your English level? Beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Let's find out. Today, I'm going to test your listening skills to understand your level of English. Hello guys, I'm Kate, and in this lesson we are going to have an English level test to understand your level of English. But today I have a listening test for you. I will give you 15 questions divided in 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. You will listen to the short recording, then I will show you the question. You will listen once again, and you will have 5 seconds to come up with the answer. If you need more time, you can pause the video, think about the answer, and play it again. And please don't forget to let me know the number of correct answers you have. Now let's find out how good are your listening skills. Can you understand native speakers? Let's start the test. The first 5 tasks are for the beginner level, the A level. Task number 1. Let's listen.
What is comfort food? For most people, it's food that is easy to prepare and easy to eat. Eating it gives them a warm feeling. It's often a type of food that they loved as children.
Which sentence describes the idea of the text? A. Children love eating healthy food. B. Comfort food is easy to prepare. C. Eating fast food gives people a warm feeling. Let's listen once again.
What is comfort food? For most people, it's food that is easy to prepare and easy to eat. Eating it gives them a warm feeling. It's often a type of food that they loved as children.
The correct answer is B. Comfort food is easy to prepare. Task number 2. Let's listen to the dialogue between 2 rabbits.
Where are your clothes?
I lost them in the farmer's garden. I went there yesterday. The farmer chased me.
Which sentence is correct? A. The rabbit lost his clothes in the park. B. The rabbit lost his clothes in the farmer's garden. C. The rabbit lost his shoes in the farmer's garden. Let's listen once again.
Where are your clothes?
I lost them in the farmer's garden. I went there yesterday. The farmer chased me.
The correct answer is B. The rabbit lost his clothes in the farmer's garden. Task number 3.
We soon arrived in Saxe-Coburg Square, the place where Mr. Wilson had his shop. Saxe-Coburg Square was in a poor part of London. It was a small and quiet square. On each side of the square stood a line of old houses.
Which sentence is correct? A. Saxe-Coburg Square was the biggest square in London. B. Saxe-Coburg Square was a small square in Boston. C. Saxe-Coburg Square was a small square in a poor part of London. Let's listen once again.
We soon arrived in Saxe-Coburg Square, the place where Mr. Wilson had his shop. Saxe-Coburg Square was in a poor part of London. It was a small and quiet square. On each side of the square stood a line of old houses.
The correct answer is C. Saxe-Coburg Square was a small square in a poor part of London. Task number 4.
I'm sorry you're disappointed, but didn't you have fun at Sarah's party? Asked Mama. Yeah, but Sarah's house is so much bigger and nicer than ours. She even has her own room. I have to share mine with Leah. It isn't fair.
Which sentence is correct? A. The girl is happy because she had fun at the party. B. The girl is disappointed because she didn't have fun at the party. C. The girl is disappointed because she hasn't got her own room. Let's listen once again.
I'm sorry you're disappointed, but didn't you have fun at Sarah's party? Asked Mama. Yeah, but Sarah's house is so much bigger and nicer than ours. She even has her own room. I have to share mine with Leah. It isn't fair.
The correct answer is C. The girl is disappointed because she hasn't got her own room. Task number 5. Let's listen.
Pop's idea was big and brave. His idea was so big, it couldn't fit in his head all at once. He had to write it down and draw pictures of it so it wouldn't get away. Bonnie's ideas was simple, and it fit right there in the palm of her hand.
Which sentence is correct? A. Pop needs to write down his idea not to forget it. B. Pop never writes down his ideas. C. Pop's idea was simple and small. Listen once again.
Pop's idea was big and brave. His idea was so big, it couldn't fit in his head all at once. He had to write it down and draw pictures of it so it wouldn't get away. Bonnie's ideas was simple, and it fit right there in the palm of her hand.
The correct answer is A. Pop needs to write down his idea not to forget it. Great job, guys! Now you have passed the beginner level. Please let me know if it was easy for you. How many correct answers do you have? Go on taking the test and I will explain the results at the end of the video. Now we're going to get to the intermediate level B. Let's start. Task number 1. Let's listen.
And what about your daily work routine?
I suppose I'm fairly disciplined in my writing. I'm generally up at about 7 in the morning, and I usually start work by about 8 o'clock. I work upstairs. We've converted our attic into a study.
Which sentence is correct? A. The man wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. B. The man usually starts writing at 8 o'clock. C. The man has breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's listen once again.
And what about your daily work routine?
I suppose I'm fairly disciplined in my writing. I'm generally up at about 7 in the morning, and I usually start work by about 8 o'clock. I work upstairs. We've converted our attic into a study.
The correct answer is B. The man usually starts writing at 8 o'clock. Task number 2. Let's listen.
As winter slowly gives way to spring on the edge of the Arctic, polar bear mothers break out of their dens and get ready for a treacherous 40-mile trek to hunt at sea.
Which sentence correctly describes the text? A. In spring, polar bear mothers break out of their dens to get some food. B. In spring, polar bears sleep inside their dens. C. In winter, polar bear mothers break out of their dens to swim in the sea. Let's listen once again.
As winter slowly gives way to spring on the edge of the Arctic, polar bear mothers break out of their dens and get ready for a treacherous 40-mile trek to hunt at sea.
The correct answer is A. In spring, polar bear mothers break out of their dens to get some food. Task number 3. Let's listen.
One group of scientists has shown that human appreciation of music may be shared by whales, birds, and even rats, that it is remarkably ancient, and that studying why animals and humans appreciate music may help us better understand how the brain works.
Which sentence correctly describes the text? A. Scientific research shows that animals can enjoy human music. B. Whales, birds, and rats can dance to music. C. Scientists created a new kind of music for animals. Let's listen once again.
One group of scientists has shown that human appreciation of music may be shared by whales, birds, and even rats, that it is remarkably ancient, and that studying why animals and humans appreciate music may help us better understand how the brain works.
The correct answer is A. Scientific research shows that animals can enjoy human music. Task number 4.
Hi, I'm Matt,
Yes.
your supervisor.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. As you can see, we set up your cubicle for you already. I hope everything is to your liking.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Everything is perfect.
What is the conversation about? A. The supervisor asked the worker if the project was ready. B. The supervisor asked the worker if she liked her workspace. C. The supervisor and the worker were talking about the company. Let's listen once again.
Hi, I'm Matt,
Yes.
your supervisor.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. As you can see, we set up your cubicle for you already. I hope everything is to your liking.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Everything is perfect.
The correct answer is B. The supervisor asked the worker if she liked her workspace. Task number 5. Let's listen.
The truth of the matter is, the little man was saying, I've got myself into a bit of a scrape. I need some help. Not much, I assure you. It's almost nothing, in fact, but I do need it.
Which sentence is true? A. Man asked a person to give him some money. B. Man asked for help because he was in a difficult situation. C. Man asked for help because he needed to go to the doctor. Let's listen once again.
The truth of the matter is, the little man was saying, I've got myself into a bit of a scrape. I need some help. Not much, I assure you. It's almost nothing, in fact, but I do need it.
The correct answer is B. Man asked for help because he was in a difficult situation. This is the end of the intermediate section. Now let me know how many correct answers do you have. If you have 4 or 5 correct answers, then your level is more than intermediate, and that's amazing. Keep going with the rest of the video and find out your level of English. Now it's time to move on to the advanced section. Task number 1. Let's listen.
Around a $400 billion a year mode in the US, and in theory is the most efficient way to move freight. But about half of the big trucks you see on the highway, they're only running half full. If half of those trucks are only half full, we burn the same amount of fuel, the same amount of diesel, create the same amount of greenhouse gas to run a truck half full as we do completely full.
Which sentence is true? Filling trucks' empty spaces will help to reduce the amount of greenhouse gas. B. How full trucks can burn more amount of fuel than completely full trucks do. C. Filling trucks' empty spaces will increase the amount of greenhouse gases. If you need more time, you can pause the video. Let's listen once again.
Around a $400 billion a year mode in the US, and in theory is the most efficient way to move freight. But about half of the big trucks you see on the highway, they're only running half full. If half of those trucks are only half full, we burn the same amount of fuel, the same amount of diesel, create the same amount of greenhouse gas to run a truck half full as we do completely full.
The correct answer is A. Filling trucks' empty spaces will help to reduce the amount of greenhouse gas. Task number 2. Let's listen.
We have the Google Voice verification scam, and this one's really tricky because you might not even realize that you were tricked by the end of it. This one usually targets people who are selling things online, such as on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, but really anywhere that people post their phone number to be contacted, or it may also be a voice phone call, and it'll be from Google Voice. It'll say Google Voice verification text and then a code, and they'll ask you to give that code to them. And if you do, even if you don't have a Google Voice account, they've got you.
Which sentence best describes the main idea of the message? A. People who sell things online might be a victim of a scam. B. Scammers send fake email messages to trick people into clicking a link. C. People shouldn't post their phone number online in order to avoid scams. Let's listen once again.
We have the Google Voice verification scam, and this one's really tricky because you might not even realize that you were tricked by the end of it. This one usually targets people who are selling things online, such as on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, but really anywhere that people post their phone number to be contacted, or it may also be a voice phone call, and it'll be from Google Voice. It'll say Google Voice verification text and then a code, and they'll ask you to give that code to them. And if you do, even if you don't have a Google Voice account, they've got you.
The correct answer is A. People who sell things online might be a victim of a scam. Task number 3. Get ready.
Why is Apple so innovative? Year after year after year after year, they're more innovative than all their competition. And yet, they're just a computer company. They're just like everyone else. They have the same access to the same talent, the same agencies, the same consultants, the same media. Then why is it that they seem to have something different?
What is the main idea of the speech? A. Apple has more experienced consultants than other companies. B. Apple's approach to innovation is different from that of their competitors. C. Apple is more innovative than other companies, but they have the same instruments. Let's listen once again.
Why is Apple so innovative? Year after year after year after year, they're more innovative than all their competition. And yet, they're just a computer company. They're just like everyone else. They have the same access to the same talent, the same agencies, the same consultants, the same media. Then why is it that they seem to have something different?
The correct answer is C. Apple is more innovative than other companies, but they have the same instruments. Task number 4. Let's listen.
In a recent report on bullying in the United Kingdom, 44% of students from 13 to 20 years old reported that they had been bullied at least once a week. In studies conducted in the United States, 25% of students reported that they had been bullied.
Which sentence is true according to the report? A. Students from 13 to 20 years old had been bullied at least once a week. B. Students from 14 to 20 years old had been bullied at least once a week. C. Students from 14 to 20 years old had been bullied at least twice a week. Let's listen once again.
In a recent report on bullying in the United Kingdom, 44% of students from 13 to 20 years old reported that they had been bullied at least once a week. In studies conducted in the United States, 25% of students reported that they had been bullied.
The correct answer is A. Students from 13 to 20 years old had been bullied at least once a week. Task number 5. Let's listen.
Radio waves could not carry speech until a method had been developed whereby the low-frequency waves produced in a microphone could be combined with high-frequency radio waves. The invention that made this possible was the vacuum tube or thermionic valve. In Britain, the popularity of radio increased until 1952, by which time 4 out of 5 households owned one.
Which sentence is true according to the report? A. Wireless waves combined with high-frequency radio waves couldn't transmit signals. B. Vacuum tubes made possible transmitting signals over long distances. C. The waves of highest frequency were discovered in 1960s. Let's listen once again.
Radio waves could not carry speech until a method had been developed whereby the low-frequency waves produced in a microphone could be combined with high-frequency radio waves. The invention that made this possible was the vacuum tube or thermionic valve. In Britain, the popularity of radio increased until 1952, by which time 4 out of 5 households owned one.
The correct answer is B. Vacuum tubes made possible transmitting signals over long distances. Well done! Now you've passed the advanced section. Congratulations! I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to let me know your level and how many correct answers do you have in the comments below. Now let's discuss the results. How many correct answers do you have in the first section? If you have less than 5 correct answers, you're at a beginner level. And that's not bad. Your listening skills are good enough to understand very simple conversations. You can practice more and improve your English level. If you have 5 correct answers, your level is higher than a beginner. How many correct answers do you have in the intermediate section? If you have 4 or 5 correct answers in the intermediate section, your level is intermediate. You can understand the main points of clear standard speech on different topics encountered in different situations at work, university, and school. But if you have less than 4, this means you're still at a beginner level. How many correct answers do you have in the advanced section? If you have from 1 to 3 correct answers, you're clearly at an intermediate level. And if you have 4 correct answers, that means you can understand native speakers very well. Being an advanced student means that you can hear and understand every single word. You know idioms and complex vocabulary. These results are approximate, but if you got 15 out of 15 correct answers, your listening skills are 100% advanced. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and I'll see you next time. Bye!